Okay, this is a little tutorial about how to use Myon Reader at home. The preferred browser is Google Chrome. We do have Internet Explorer at school, and sometimes if you use Internet Explorer, a page won't turn or something might not work. It does work 99% of the time, but or about 95% of the time. But Google Chrome is the browser recommended by the company, Myon Reader. So I'm going to use Google Chrome, open it up, and then you just type in Myon in the address bar, and the first thing that comes up is Myon, and this is the company that we're using. Log in. Right here, your child needs to have Russell Boulevard Elementary School. That's our school, and I've done this enough that it's kind of lodged in here. All they need to type in is RUSS, and then this will autofill. It'll be down here, and they select it, so that would be great. The username. The username is your child's lunch number, which is a 5 or 6-digit number that they should know. So I'm not going to use a real one, but it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the letter CPS, and that is for the username. The password would just be the lunch number alone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they're going to click sign in. Your child, after they sign in, will see a library, and it looks like this. You can search for books visually, or you can do a text search. I'll show you that. Recommended books. These are the books that, according to the program, would be the best reading fit for your child. And now that would be based on quizzes that are provided at the end of the book, and if your child is doing those or not, and sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, depending on what's happening. All books, this is child choice. Really important. Autonomy is huge in motivation, so always getting to choose their own books is very important for children. The teacher's list, these have not been developed yet. It's something that we're working on. And the teacher's list are books that teachers can have selected for your child. They could be selected for various reasons, for a science project, or maybe books that will help them with reading, all different reasons. And then My List. My List is an option that the child has as part of Myon Reader, and when we go to look at books, you can see where it says My List, in case they'd like to keep a list of what they've read, or maybe books they'd like to read, you know, something like that. So My List is also a choice for them. There's fiction and nonfiction, fiction only, nonfiction only, graphic novels only, which are much like comic books. So when your child goes to look for a book, if you just pick something, and I'm just going to pick classics and literature, and I'm going to pick 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and this is what it'll look like. There'll be a little bit of a description of the book. This is where they can add it to their list, because maybe it looks interesting, but maybe it's not something they want to read right now. You can read the book right now, and I'll show you that in a minute. You can look at reviews of the book. Right now, there aren't any reviews. There's some stars. The information here, this would maybe be more interesting for parents than for kids, but here's the recommended level for reading. Here's the page count. So here's the original author. I'm quite sure this is not the same text, but that's the illustrator. Probably covered that. Anyway, if we go to read now, it's going to open the book. And right here you can see it says shh. If you click on that, the book can be read to your child. The other thing here is you can have word on or off and sentence on or off. And if you do that, it will highlight the sentences in the book. Now, in a graphic novel, that's a little harder because the words and the sentences don't go string completely across the page, so that can be a little bit more difficult. Here's how you close out of the book if you're not interested in reading it. Contents, I think that's... There you go, you've got your information. Here's a dictionary. That's kind of helpful if you don't know the word or something when you're reading. It's really helpful to have that right there. Here's some publisher information if you need the book for other purposes, and then how much has been read. So the thing about Myon Reader is you read, just like other digital books, you read part of it and then you can come back right where you were. Here you go, you can make full or shrink. And that is basically what it's like. Now, when we start the book, you just click the arrow or this one right here, and it'll describe it to you. You can read the pages here and walk through the book.
Chapter 1. The Hunt Begins. In 1866, sailors began to notice something strange.
And so that's how it works. That's Myon Reader. I'd like to remind you that when your child logs in, on the top line, they just type RUSS and then select our school. They put in their lunch number with no spaces and CPS as their username, and then their password is just their lunch number. And that is how you use Myon Reader on a computer.